What else is the problem with youth? Is there a problem with youth? Loyalty.
Loyalty. They just don't necessarily want to work for it.
They don't want to work for it. They're not loyal.
Their expectations are a lot higher.
Expectations are high.
They don't understand commitment.
Yes, that's it.
They don't understand commitment.
Entitlement.
We're talking about employees here. Oh, sorry. But anyways, other entitlement. You know, there's a lot of concerns that people have. You know, you see really interesting articles. There's one about you know, are millennials, same thing, you know, Gen Y, you know, are they prone to cheating? Now, they're doing some studies from a business school in the States, and that's really interesting. And I thought, you know, if you change the word millennial with, like, let's say, a cultural group, a gender, something, people freak out, you know, but somehow it's a whole generation, so it's okay if we just, like, you know, just sort of stereotype all of them. But there are definitely challenges, and I think it's really important that we don't underestimate, you know, a lot of the things. So these are things that we hear from our employers, right? And you hear it, and everyone has a story, and that's the thing, right? Everyone has had an experience, and the question is, is our individual experiences something that we can really transfer to other things, or not? And so we say, yeah, you know, are they slackers? We've heard some of these things. You know, Lauren spoke, which is great. You know, entitled, socially awkward, right? You know, like often it's like, you know, they just don't know how to talk with people, right? And actually, it's interesting because you get a lot of generation experts, and I think we've probably done it definitely in Canada longer than anyone else. But a lot of people talk about, you know, intergenerational warfare, and that, you know, if you're going to, I saw a great one, which was horrible. But I saw a great one saying, you know, if you know, to speak to young people, you want to give them feedback because they want feedback, but you should keep it to like 140 characters. Because, you know, that's how they, what? It's like, okay, they want the feedback, but, you know, often we're just, and I think it's with the best of intentions. We try and say we want to create a strategy or something to speak to a group, and unfortunately sometimes that actually doesn't necessarily do people favors. And so I think, you know, we have to challenge ourselves, and I'm going to consider all of you people now advocates for younger people and organizations. That's why you're here, and that's why you want to hear about this. But this is reality. I mean, a lot of people will have this. Yeah. But, you know, we had the guy, you know, who came 2 years ago and, you know, walked in the president's office and whatever, right? So that's the reality. And we, you know, are they just freelancers? Are they disloyal? And I'll speak to that one specifically. Are they somewhat different? And therefore, are they problematic to our organization? Are they going to be a challenge? And likewise, so what's the opportunity of youth? I asked before, and it depends on the organization, but some ideas, you know, are they particularly innovative? Are they, you know, savvy, creative, global, ambitious? They probably are some of these things. And actually, what's interesting, if you took a company and you said characteristics, and if it said our company is innovative, savvy, creative, global, and ambitious, that'd be pretty good, right? I mean, most people are going to say, you're not going to say, well, no, we're kind of stagnant, you know, bureaucratic, you know, solid performer, you know, globally. But, you know, so there's ought to be clearly some interesting things, but it's not that easy. Because what you might be thinking, or now that you're advocates, you aren't, but other people in your organization will, when you go back and talk to them, will say, you know, well, you know, who are these people and why should I even deal with them? Because, like, is our future safe in their hands? You know, are they even able or interested in leading? And how do we make them work with us and not go around us as well? Because do we even invest in these people? Because it's kind of a waste. They're not going to stay around anyways. So what do we got to do? Maybe we can just kind of skip this generation. Maybe the next one's kind of better. Just hang on. It's been rough the last few years. People will hang on anyways before retiring. They thought they would, but they're going to stay on a little bit more. So maybe we're good. Probably not. So just some quick myth busting. This is always interesting. Now we've asked people, this is cross-generation, we ask this question every year and it's been consistent. I would like to find an employer where I could spend my whole career. You know, the majority of young people say they would. Now the question is not, I will find one, because they'll probably say that doesn't exist anymore, and yeah, I'm not loyal, but companies aren't loyal to people anyway, so that's a mute question, really. But what's interesting, at least, there's this interest in something of being more consistent, of having a relationship. Government of Canada, again, thinking about, you know, stability. Maybe they're a bit more stable, maybe they're a bit more, probably a lot more strategic than I was graduating and thinking about much more career savvy. That's probably because they had a lot more debt. You know, when no, it's true, because when I graduated, I did my MBA at ID, it was 16 years ago. It cost me $3,500 a year to go. You know, now I know what it's like 90, 80 something thousand. You know, it's very different. You know, $3,500. I mean, that's you come out with a lot of different options and a lot of different perspective than when you're coming up with a salary with debt. So you're probably looking, coming to Canada, maybe it's a bit more interesting at that point.